Sai Ramon and all. So, in the lesson a hero, we came to the story. What is that story? Swami was lying under the bench. Why? Because he was afraid of darkness. Then, while lying under the bench, he had a terrible experience, a dreadful experience. So, describe the dreadful experience that Swami had while lying under the bench. What is that? Yeah, nightmares racked him. A tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back. He could hear its claws scratch, then heard a loud thud. He tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open. The nightmares continued and it threatened him to continue forever. Correct? Then what happened? He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence, but he could touch only the leg of a bench. He tried to open his eyes. Somehow he opened his eyes. He saw something moving. He thought that his end had come. It was a devil. The devil would pull him out and tear him. Correct? What did he do? When the moving object came to him, he hugged it tightly, used his teeth as a mortal weapon, thinking that it was a devil. This is the dreadful experience that Swami had while he was lying under the bench. Then what was the result? Who was that moving object? What was that moving object? Open page number 8. Come to the 14th paragraph. Ayyo, something has bitten me. Went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in carrying light, and all three of them fell on the burglar, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. So what is the result? Ayyo! What is that? Parts of speech. Remember, how many parts of speech are there? 8 parts of speech are there. Last one, interjection. What is interjection? Yeah, sudden expression of feelings. Ayyo, hooray, ha, ho. These come under interjection. So he shouted, Ayyo, something has bitten me. Bite present. Bit, bitten, past participle. Something has bitten me. Went forth, go forth, means emanate, means come from, came forth, went forth, and agonized. Agony means pain. agony, great pain. Agonized adjective. What kind of cry? Agonized cry. Cry is a noun. What kind of cry? So the word agonized describes the word cry. So what is that describing word? Which word describes the noun? Which parts of speech describes the noun? That is adjective. So agonized means painful. Parts of speech of agonized is adjective. Agonized, thundering. Thunder means very loud. Thundering, very loud. Loud. Thundering parts of speech, adjective. What kind of cry? Thundering cry. Guduginantaha. Thundering cry. And was, and is the conjunction, joining word. And was, it was, the cry was followed by a heavy tumbling. Tumble meaning is given there. Tumbling means falling helplessly. ಅಸಹಾಯಕನಾಗಿ ಬೀಳುವಂತಹ ಶಬ್ದ. Tumbling, heavy. Opposite. Heavy vehicle. Might have heard the word. Light vehicle. Heavy adjective. Heavy tumbling and falling. Where? Amidst the furniture. Amidst means in the middle of. In the middle of. So, and falling amidst the furniture. Who fell amidst the furniture? Who tumbled amidst the furniture? So, the sound, loud sound, reached the next room where his father was sleeping. What happened? In a moment, within a fraction of a second, father, cook and a servant came into the room. How? Carrying a light, carrying a lamp, carrying a light. They came to see what happened there. What was the sound? Correct? So who came? Father came, servant came, cook came to investigate. So here is a sentence. Something has bitten me. Something is singular. Correct? Something has bitten me. Correct? Something has bitten me. It is in active voice. Tense of the sentence is present perfect tense. Present perfect tense. Correct? Present perfect tense. So, has is the helping verb. Bitten is the main verb. This one tells the tense. So, it is a finite verb. The verb which tells the tense is called finite verb. This one non-finite. So, present tense, past tense or finite tense. Past participle, present participle and infinitive are non-finite. They do not tell the tense. So how to change into passive? Me becomes I. Me iddadu I ಆಗ್ತದೆ. I. So the verb I have. We have. You have. He has. She has. It has. They have. Correct pronouns with the verbs. So here something means it. It takes has. Has takes a past participle. Correct? So here me changed into I. So as per the rule, the word I takes what? Have. So I have. Verb change, tense same. I have, then the be form of the verb for have, for has, for had, been comes. So I have been bitten by something. I have been bitten by something. Passive voice. Okay, I think it's clear. Something has bitten me. Now next, and all three of them. Who are the three of them? Father, servant and cook. Fell on the burglar. Who is the burglar? Meaning is given there. Very important for one word substitute. Burglar. A person who enters a building in order to steal. Two words are there. One, S-T-E-A-L, S-T-E-E-L. Homophones. Pronunciation same, spelling different, meaning different. You have that concept in next question answer part, grammar part, correct? So concentrate on that. So steal here, a person who enters a building in order to steal. Kadiyu, ye idre kadiyu, idu kabbina. Correct? So frame a sentence using these two words. Or burglar means housebreaker. ಒಬ್ಬ ದರೋಡೆಕೋರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಬರ್ಗ್ಲರ್ಗೆ. So he was a burglar. They fell on the burglar. Who? Here who is not a question. Here who means the burglar. So it is the pronoun. What kind of pronoun? Relative pronoun. So to get a relative clause, we use relative pronoun. Use relative. What we use? Relative pronoun. What we get? Relative clause. So next one, who lay? Lie, lay, laying. Who was lying? Who lay where? Amidst. He was lying amidst means in the middle of the furniture. Furniture is singular and plural. Same. Not furnitures. Furniture, furniture, singular, plural. So furniture with a bleeding ankle. Bleed, bled, bled. Bleed present. Bled past tense. Bled past participle. Blood noun, B-L-O-O-D noun. Bleeding ankle. His ankle was bleeding. ಮೊಣಕಾಲು ರಕ್ತ ಸುರಿತಾ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಫರ್ನಿಚರ್ ಆ ಪೀಠೋಪಕರಣಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆವ. So he caught. Who caught? Swami caught. How brave he was, how courageous he was, how intelligent he was. See, next day, what happened? Congratulations, felicitation, abhinandane. Congratulations, everyone looked at him and congratulated him, appreciated him. ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅವನನ್ನು. ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಟ್ whom? Our friend. When they do something great, something good, correct? We congratulate. So congratulations, noun. Congratulate, verb. Were showered on Swami. Shower means ಸುರಿಯುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So congratulations were showered on Swami. What is the voice of that sentence? It is in passive voice. They showered congratulations on Swami the next day. Active voice. On Swami the next day. Everyone looked at him. How? With respect. How was he congratulated? His classmates looked at him with respect. With respect. Respect opposite disrespect. Everyone is pleased. Everyone is happy. Everyone it's a singular. Take singular verb. His classmates looked at him. He was looked at, correct? With respect. ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. He's coming, see how great he is. Everyone welcomed. And his teacher patted his back. Pat means pat present, patted past, patted past participle. Pat means strike. It's a verb, strike. How? Gently. Patted his back. Very good. Done well, like that. So patted his back. Who? His teacher. The headmaster, the school headmaster said that. What did he say? Swami was a true scout, a real scout, Nijavadanta scout. Who is a scout? Meaning is given there. Very important for examination point of view. One who is trained in doing acts of public service. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೌಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. He is called a scout. So he has been trained. He is trained. Who is trained in doing acts of public service. Yeah, patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. So how was Swami congratulated? It was a 2-mark. It is a 2-mark question. Okay. Swami had bitten into, bite, bitten. Swami had bitten into the flesh, mamsa, of one of the most notorious housebreakers. He was one of the most notorious housebreakers. Notorious means opposite of famous. Notorious means scandalous. Scandalous, infamous. So notorious, opposite famous. Famous opposite. Famous prefix, infamous. Famous, infamous. Famous opposite, notorious. Notorious means very known person in doing what? Bad things. ಕೆಟ್ಟದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧನಾದವನು. ಕೆಟ್ಟದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಕುಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಹೆಸರು ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಟೋರಿಯಸ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್, ಮಚ್ ಮೋರ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್. notorious adjective. Housebreaker noun. Housebreaker, dakaita, dadakara. Of the district. So whom did Swami catch? Swami caught one of the most wanted, most notorious housebreakers of that district, and the police were, till then the police couldn't, they were not able to catch that person. Now Swami, a boy, a covered boy, caught him. Now police came and the police were police singular, police plural, policeman, policemen, MEN, correct? So police is singular and police is plural, singular and plural, ಎರಡು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅದು. So here the police were grateful to him for it. For catching the burglar, the police were very grateful to him. Grateful. See the spelling? GRATEFUL. Opposite ungrateful. Grateful, ungrateful. One more spelling is there. Great. GRE. Abdul Kalam was a great scientist. See the spelling? GREAT. Correct? That great is different from this one. This one is grateful means thankful. Kritajna ant heltare. So the police were grateful to him for it. Next see. The inspector said, the police inspector said, they came to know this incident. They came there. He said, the inspector said, why don't you join the police when you are grown up? Why don't you join? Why can't you join? You are very able. You are very courageous. You are very brave. So join. Why don't you join? Why don't you join the police when you are grown up? You can join the police when you are grown up. So how to change it to indirect speech? So why don't you join the police when you are grown up? Who said this? The police inspector said this. To whom was it said? It was said to Swami. When did the speaker say so? Yeah, when Swami caught one of the housebreakers of the district, and as a part of congratulation, police said this. Did Swami agree? See next page. Swami said, for the sake of politeness. Politeness means polite, impolite. Polite, rude. For the sake of politeness. What did Swami say? Politeness means what? Politeness is a noun. It is courtesy, respect. He said, it's a courtesy or respect, politeness. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ? Certainly yes. Yes sir. Certainly, definitely. Certain opposite, uncertain. Certain, adjective. Certainty, noun. Certainly, adverb. Certainly, yes sir. Yes sir. Why did he say? For the sake of politeness, courtesy. Though he had, though is the conjunction. Though he had quite, QUIT, clearly, quite, clearly, entirely, rather, entirely, actually, it's also correct. Fully. Though he had made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life, though he had made up his mind, what is make up one's mind? Make, made, made. Make up one's mind means decide. ತೀರ್ಮಾನಿಸು ಅಂತ. He had made up his mind. Frame one sentence. I have made up my mind to teach well. I have made up my mind to become a pilot. Correct? To decide. So frame a sentence using that one. Okay? So he had already made up his mind to be an engine driver. He wanted to become a driver, engine driver. Then a railway guard. He wanted to become a railway guard or a bus conductor later in life. So what did Swami want to become later in life? He wanted to become an engine driver, a railway guard or a bus conductor later in life. 17th paragraph. When he returned home from the club that night, here he means Swami's father. Father asked his wife, Swami's mother, what did he say? Where is the boy? Mother said, he is asleep. Already? He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night, said his mother. What did she say? He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night. So how to change the sentence into indirect? Father told his wife, where is the boy? Where is the boy? Introductory part, speech part. The actual words of the speaker are put within the inverted comma. So the sentence within the inverted comma is a question. It is a double H question. Correct? Now how to? So you have to join these two parts with the help of a conjunction. So what is the answer? Father. We cannot retain told as it is a question. So the reporting verb should be asked or inquired. Asked whom? His wife. Swami's mother. Then join these two words. This is the conjunction. Same WH word is the conjunction. Where? Then where is the boy? It's a question. Where the boy is a full stop. It's a statement. So where, it should be here, where the boy is present, told past. As this one is in past tense, you should change it into corresponding past. Then where the boy was, full stop. Indirect speech ends with the full stop. Where the boy was, he was answered. He is asleep. He was asleep, indirect. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಈಗಲೇ. He didn't have a wink of sleep. He didn't have a wink of sleep. Wink of sleep is given there. Not have a wink of sleep means couldn't sleep. He couldn't sleep the whole of last night. He was unable to do. He could not do. Something disturbed him. So how to change it in that speech? Who said? Mother told father. He didn't, contracted form of did not, didn't have a wink of sleep. Now how to change it? So the sentence within inner comma is a statement. So the conjunction is that. Mother told father. So conjunction ದಟ್, ಇದನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು ದಟ್. ಹಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಸೊ he. Did past tense. As per the rule, past, reporting verb past, sentence within the comma is in past tense. So past becomes past perfect. Past idre past perfect. He, past perfect means had. He had not or hadn't. He had not had main verb, helping verb, had not had a wink of sleep. He could not have a wink of sleep when the whole of last night, the previous night, he said. Who said this? Mother said this. To who was it said? It was said to Swami's father. Why didn't he have a wink of sleep? Yeah, Swami was forced to sleep in his office room alone. He was afraid of darkness, so he couldn't have a wink of sleep. This is the answer. Where is he sleeping? Father said. How to change it? Father told mother of Swami where comma should be there. Inverted comma, the first letter of the first word of the sentence within the inverted comma should be capital. So W should be capital. Where is he sleeping? Where is he sleeping? Now, father, it's a question. So asked mother, WH word. So same WH word as conjunction where. Change, where is he sleeping? Is he sleeping? Change into assertive form, it becomes he is sleeping. Where, same word, where he is becomes was, where he was. Why? Because reporting verb is in past tense. Where he was sleeping. Full stop. Where he was sleeping. In his usual place. He is sleeping in his usual place. Usual, unusual. Usual, strange. Usual place. Samanelli, beside his granny, in the passage. Mother said casually. Casually means casual adjective. Casually adverb. Casually means in an informal way. Unintentionally, without intention, correct? Unexpectedly, casually, unforeseen. He went to bed at 7:30. She said he had gone to bed at 7:30. Indirect. 7:00 ಮಲಗಿದಾನೆ. Sleeping beside his granny again. Father said, is he sleeping beside his granny, by the side of his granny again? No wonder, he said. No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever boy. He's a clever boy. That's why he slept early. That's why he slept before my arrival. So he is a clever boy. Clever. Opposite. Foolish. Clever, foolish, or dull, or dunce. Clever, dull, clever, dunce, clever, foolish. It's the opposite word. Clever boy, adjective. Mother lost her temper. Passive. Mother lost her temper. How to change into passive? Her temper was lost by mother. She lost her control. She lost her patience. Now she is impatient. You let him sleep where he likes. Don't disturb him. Let him sleep wherever he wants to sleep. Don't force him. She said impatiently, like, dislike. You need not risk. Need not is the opposite of must. You must risk his life again. Opposite, need not. Must, need not. You need not risk his life again. Need is a helping verb. Need not. Father mumbled. Mumble means say not clearly. Speak like a toothless person. Mumbled as he went in to change the dress, maybe. All right, okay. Mollycoddle and spoil him as much as you like. What is mollycoddle? Meaning is given, one word substitute. Treat someone very kindly and protect the person too much from anything unpleasant. Mollycoddle. ತುಂಬ ಮುದ್ದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮುದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? Mollycoddle and spoil him as much as you like. Only, it's a condition. Only don't blame me afterwards. I am not responsible for his spoil. You are only responsible for his spoil. Don't blame me. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ದೂಷಿಸಬೇಡ ಅವನು ಹಾಳಾದರೆ. Afterwards, where was Swami? Swami was lying in the passage, covering his body with the blanket. Did he get good sleep? Was he asleep? No. He could not sleep. He was not in a position to sleep. He was pretending as if in a good sleep. So he was following the conversation between mother and father. What is going on between them? Argument was going on between them about Swami. Correct? So he heard everything, every word. How should he feel? He should feel happy. Why? Because mother came to the support of Swami. Mother was trying to suppress the feeling of his father. Mother was making his father leave him. So he felt, how did he feel? Swami following the whole conversation from under the blanket. Felt how? Tremendously. Tremendous victory. Tremendous adjective. Tremendously means wonderfully. Tremendously means extraordinarily. Tremendously means immensely. Here, tremendously means immensely. He felt very happy, immensely relieved to hear that his father was giving him up. Give up means leave. Father was going to leave him. Father was going to free him to sleep wherever he liked. This made him tremendously feel happy. He felt happy. So who came to the rescue of Swami? His mother. Correct? Now read the 14th paragraph, 15th paragraph, 16th and 17th paragraph. Correct? Then answer those questions. Okay? Sai Ram.